Hello, Harlandale Middle School family. I just wanted to take an opportunity to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Juan Hinojosa. I'm the new principal here at Harlandale Middle School. And then we're going to go through a series of slides to give a brief explanation as to the start of the new school year, what your students can expect, what the parents can expect, and then we're going to close out with some questions that we've been receiving quite a bit of that maybe will be some information that will be useful to you once we get school started on Monday. So again, we're starting school on Monday. And I can't begin to tell you how excited I am, even though we're going to have some challenges that we're going to face early on. I also know that it's an opportunity for us to be able to come together as one big family and make sure that we provide the best educational opportunity for our students. I'm going to go, give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going to go through a small PowerPoint, and that PowerPoint is going to give you the information that you need to hopefully answer some of the questions you might have for your in relation to your son or daughter's education here at Harlandale Middle School. Again, now a brief introduction to myself, Dr. Juan Hinojosa. I'm the principal here at Harlandale Middle School. Ms. Gomez was an assistant principal with us here last year. Now she's our academic dean here on the campus. Mr. Garza, he's an assistant principal that was with us here last year on campus, and he'll still be responsible for the students with the last names of A through L. And then new to the campus this year is Ms. Kathleen Antun. She's going to assume the role of assistant principal, and she's going to be responsible for the letters with the students with the last names of M through Z. So if you ever have any specific questions relating to your son or daughter, again, if their last name is A through L, go ahead and email or contact Mr. Garza. If it's M through Z, do the same for Ms. Antun. So again, we've been working together for the last few weeks trying to make sure that we get everything organized, and I can't say enough about being able to work with a group of better people that care about kids and about making sure that they care about Harlandale Middle School than this group of individuals. Also, to go along with that, our student support services. Our student support services has made our 3 counselors. Mr. Cisneros is a 6th grade counselor this year. Ms. Sanchez is the 7th grade counselor this year. And new to the staff, but not new to the campus, is Mr. Jeff Martinez. He's going to be the 8th grade counselor. Mr. Martinez also went through Harlandale Middle School and graduated from Harlandale High School. He's coming back to work alongside the families and people here at the campus to be able to best serve our students. So again, those are our 3 counselors. And also we have Mr. Michael Brooks. He's a social worker that's assigned here at the campus. So they're the ones that look out for the, in case there's any need areas. And if you feel like there's a time you want to contact them regarding a schedule or anything along those lines, those are the counselors. And again, the social workers there to also meet the needs of your children. We're going to talk really quick about the difference between synchronous and asynchronous learning. You're going to hear these 2 terms quite a bit. So we just wanted to take a second just to make sure we quickly define those 2 so you'll know kind of what we're talking about. So when we talk about synchronous learning, that's the actual live instruction where the teacher's actually going to be teaching their class. The student will get online through Google Classroom and be able to meet with the teacher and listen to the instruction. Then there's also asynchronous instruction. Asynchronous instruction is the instruction where it's just going to be instructions or work provided by the teacher to the student, but they're not necessarily going to be live online with the teacher. So the teacher may assign them some work to do, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be face-to-face. So synchronous, they'll be live with the teacher. Asynchronous, they'll have the work from the teacher to do. So there'll be a combination of that every day of the week. So it's not going to be just 2 days on, 3 days off. It's going to be 2 days of live instruction with 3 days of asynchronous instruction. So every day they're going to do a combination of the 2, just depending on their schedule. And that's really what we wanted to talk about today. What they can actually expect to see. So the students are going to go face-to-face instruction. The face-to-face instruction, this is the type of activities that they'll see. Lessons, a lecture, group work, breaking out into smaller groups. The teacher's going to lead those class activities. The asynchronous is going to be more independent work. They're going to give them either homework to do, practice to do, research topics to research. They may be taking quizzes. They might have to work on a project, depending on what the lesson for that teacher is. So synchronous is the face-to-face instruction. Asynchronous is the independent work, but those are along the lines of some of the work that they might be able to see. This schedule kind of tells you exactly what classes your student is going to have to meet with face-to-face and which classes they're going to meet with asynchronously or just get work from the teachers for that particular day. And the way you read this, so it's not too confusing for you, basically it's just 2 different days. Monday is going to be the same as Wednesday, and Tuesday is going to be the same as Thursday. So let me change my pointer here real quick. Okay, so if you look at the instructions, Monday is going to be the same, exactly the same as Tuesday. So every class that your child has will show up on this list somewhere. Okay, so Tuesday's lessons are going to, or classes are going to be the same as Thursday's classes. So if you see English and math, they're only going to meet with their teachers in English and math Mondays and Wednesdays. If you see Tuesdays and Thursdays, they're only going to meet with the social studies and the science teachers on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But that doesn't mean they're not getting work from those teachers in the other days. So if you look at the green colored are the classes that are going to meet that day with the teacher. The more brown color are the ones that they're going to just receive work from that teacher. So this is how you put all of it together. This is a sample schedule for the students. Okay, so if I were to take my child's schedule, so I see that for first period, my child has college readiness. Well, college readiness on Monday is said to be asynchronous. They're just going to get work from their teacher. Okay, so PE is second period. So PE runs from 9:10 to 10:01. Well, Monday is the day that PE is going to go live. So what they'll do is your child's going to have to get online from 9:10 to 10:01. Okay, and then they'll meet live with the teacher for that period. So then third period, I have science, okay, with roads. So third period, for this time period, I don't have to get online because I will be working asynchronously on work that the science teacher's given me. And that's how you can do it the rest of the time through. So what you'll see, the easiest way to do it is to get the schedule for the student. Okay, get their schedule if you haven't already done so. I know we handed out schedules like earlier in the week, and there was probably about almost 580 schedules that we gave out. So there's still a handful of y'all that haven't picked up your schedule. You can still come by and pick those up. We are going to have a day on Thursday where you can do that. If you're not able to come on Thursday, just you can come tomorrow and we'll be able to give it to you. But Thursday is kind of designated as the day for those of y'all that weren't able to pick it up. So you take the schedule, you take this, and you see which classes are going to meet that day. So you don't have to think, you don't have to do it 4 different times. The Monday schedule is going to be the Wednesday schedule, and the Tuesday schedule is going to be the Thursday schedule. Friday is going to be asynchronous for everybody because that's the day for interventions, for tutoring, for that's designated for Friday. So really, you're just looking at making a schedule for Monday, making a schedule for Tuesday, and that's going to give you for the rest of the week. Again, Mondays and Wednesdays are the same. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the same. Now, what you need is you're going to need the schedule for your child. You're going to need the Bell schedule, and you're going to need the remote learning schedule. This is what we're calling the remote learning schedule. Okay, so once you have this, you'll be able to make this. Okay, these items, the schedule, the Bell schedule, the remote learning, we've mailed that out. You should get it by Friday, so that'll give you the weekend to kind of put it together. So that way on Monday, your child will be able to know what his schedule is going to be like. So again, you just need 3 things. You need the schedule, you'll need the asynchronous remote learning, the remote learning schedule. So you'll need the remote learning schedule, you'll need the student schedule, and then you'll need the Bell schedule, which will tell you what times they need to be online. Okay, those 3 things, you'll be able to make this. And again, Mondays and Wednesdays the same, Tuesdays and Thursdays the same. Okay, so if you have any questions, please still feel free to contact us here at the school. The one thing that we want to make sure that the students understand and the parents understand that the learning and the instruction that's going to take place this at the beginning of school is going to look totally different from what was expected in the spring. In the spring, it was new to all of us. We hadn't had time to research and find those best things that were going to be made, that were going to make the instruction pieces that much better for our students. But we've had time to do that. Our central office staff has worked really hard to be able to put together the lessons and be able to put together the mode of how the teachers are going to best give the students the instruction. But what we are going to ask for the students is to make sure that they're at class on time, based on their class schedule. So again, you're going to get a copy of the Bell schedule. We just expect the students to be in class at the time they're supposed to be. If things come up, situations arise, make sure that the student communicates with that teacher. But again, we are going to be taking daily attendance. Make sure that they have their materials ready for class. make sure that they are in a distraction-free workspace. That means that they're not distracted, because we're still going to expect when they're meeting with the teachers to be getting that instruction. And so we want to make sure that they're focused on the teacher, preferably with their camera on. Now, we can't force them to have their camera on, but we can encourage them to have their camera on. So the things, we want the students to participate actively in the class. What we don't want to have happen, and what we can have happen, is we can't have the students record the lessons. We can't have them taking pictures of fellow students. We can't have them taking screenshots of the screen. We can't have them take pictures of the staff members, and they can't make copies of any work that's posted on the actual screen itself. We are still holding the students accountable to the district and the campus student code of conduct, and it will be enforced. So we need to make sure that the social media platforms, that they not involve anything that has to do with the education piece of it. So they, just as long as they don't record anything or take any pictures, then they won't get themselves in a situation. So if you're asking yourself, how can we expect the students to follow the code of conduct when they're at home or online? If the teachers are going to report that we're having some issues, then once we do get back on campus, the consequences will come out, will be administered at that point. We really don't want to do that. We just want to make sure that we have a safe educational environment where everybody's having an opportunity to learn. And so we don't want to have students dismissed for a class period offline, because they're not going to be in class very often. So if they miss one class meeting due to disciplinary issues, it's going to impact them a lot. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen. And we don't expect it to happen, but it's in place just in case. These are some common questions that we've received since the day that we were giving out schedules. So we just felt it appropriate to go ahead and explain a little, give some answers to these. As far as lunch and breakfast is going to be served every day from 10:30 to 12:30. Every student is going to get an ID card that they haven't received yet, but we're going to give those out at device pickup. And we're also going to be setting up a time to be able to give those out. In order for the students to pick up their meal, they're going to have that ID card, and that's new with the situation that we have now. They're going to have to present that ID card, and then that'll get scanned, and that's how they'll be able to receive their meal. So lunch and breakfast are actually going to be given both at the same time. So they'll still get the two meals, but it'll be between 10:30 and 12:30. And the thing about it is, they don't have to come here to Harlandale Middle School. They can pick up those meals at the campus closest to their home. So they don't have to actually make the drive or walk up to the campus all the way over here. If you're closer to one of the elementary schools, that you can definitely go pick it up there. They just need to present their ID card. The parent cannot take the ID card for them. The child actually has to take the ID card. So that's going to be new. Again, we haven't gotten those out yet, but feel free to come by and pick one up, or pick theirs up, or we'll also make them available at device pickup. Daily attendance, we are going to take a daily attendance. We are going to expect the students to log in every day. They are going to receive credit for attendance. At what time that is, we're not sure yet, but we will definitely let y'all know. But every day, the student's going to have to log in, say that they're present, click that they're present, so they can get credit for that day. So that time we'll get to y'all as soon as we receive it. If the student doesn't have a computer or device, right now, unfortunately, the new ones that we've ordered haven't come in yet to where every student's going to have a device. So right now, we're still having to stick to the one device per household as needed. So if they don't need, if you have your own device, don't feel like you need to come up to school to borrow one. Just those individuals that do not have a device at home. And again, once the new ones come in, we'll make arrangements to be able to get the new ones to y'all, and we'll take those that we're checking out back. But right now, it's still going to be one device per family as needed. So please, if you have a device already that they can access and utilize, then there's no need to come up and pick one up. There is a correction on this slide. So it's on Friday, it says 9 to 11, but it's actually 9 to 12. So I apologize for that. So device pickup at the same entrance when we did the schedule. So everybody will come in on White Street. And we'll get in an orderly line like we did with the schedule, and that's how we'll do the device pickup. So again, it will start Friday at 9, but it'll end at noon at 12, not at 11. Okay, so please make that correction. Next thing is, how can I get my child ready for Monday? Those items that we're mailing home, those documents, make sure you just put a schedule together. And if you have any questions, you need help, we can definitely help you with that. But again, just follow that same process for a Monday, follow that same process for Tuesday, and you'll be able to put the schedule together for your child. We are going to ask every student, though, on Monday the 24th, every student needs to log into their first period class. Now that's a little bit different from the schedule that we went over. And so this is just for this Monday, and it's going to be kind of used as a homeroom period. So we want to make sure that the students aren't confused as to how to follow that schedule. So please make sure that your child logs in to their first period class by 8:15 on Monday. That'll be the only time that they'll be logging in all at one time, but we just need them to log in that first day. So again, we can answer any questions. The teachers will help guide them through how to set things up in case they still have any questions. In terms of the school supplies, again, for now, the teachers will communicate to the students what they're going to need for their class since we're in a distance learning situation. Once that gets communicated, if you feel like you still need some assistance, definitely bring that to us. But right now, make sure your child has that conversation with the teacher, or the teacher will make that information available to them. If I only have one device at home and I have multiple students, was another question we've had. So if you have siblings, brothers and sisters that all have to share that same one device because it's one per household, all we ask is that the student communicate that to the teacher, so that way there's no confusion as to the student didn't log on or what. The teacher will make arrangements with that student. So just make sure if there's one device, try to stick to the schedule as much as possible. If for some reason they're not able to, just have them communicate with the teacher, so that way we can address it and make the adjustments if we need to. So I know I went through a lot of things pretty quickly, and because it's a recording, you don't have an opportunity to answer ask any questions. But the main thing is just stay connected with us. Make sure that you visit the district website, the campus website, our Facebook page, our Instagram page. Check them every day, because just like things when we hear from the state or we hear from the city, we have to change some guidelines that impacts what we have to do here on campus. So sometimes things are changing, if not daily, sometimes weekly. So please make it a habit to check every day the websites and those different social media sites. So if there's anything that gets changed, we'll definitely communicate that to you before Monday. I'm also going to start this school year, a parent newsletter that I'm going to send out every 2 weeks or so. I'm not going to start that till the second week of school. So if you want me to include you on that distribution list and you want to receive our campus newsletter, email me at here at the campus, and I'll add you to that group. Again, I won't send anything out next week. It won't be till the week after that. But that's something that we're going to start doing every week once we get a lot more information. So I'll be able to make that available to all the parents who want to be on that list. So please email me, just send me an email saying, please add me to the list, or yes, I'd like to receive the newsletter, something like that. So I'll know to save that email address. And the last thing, para los que van a necesitar estas instrucciones en español, mañana vamos a poner en la página del distrito, de la escuela, las instrucciones para poder ayudarles a hacer el horario para sus hijos o para sus hijas. Así no pueden saber cómo van a tomar las clases de la semana que sigue, ya que va a comenzar la escuela el día 24. So, este video lo vamos a poner en la página de la escuela. Lo vamos a poner mañana como a las 1 o las 2 de la tarde. So, así si van a necesitar, si tienen preguntas, pueden hablar a la escuela el jueves, a ver si le podemos ayudar. So again, thank you very much for your time, and I hope it was informational for you. And I look forward to working with your children in order to be able to make this experience something that they'll truly remember and get them ready for the campus. So again, it was a pleasure working with y'all and talking with y'all. If we can have, if there's anything you need at that point, please definitely let me know, and we'll be able to work through things. So thank you very much, and have a good evening.